In this video, we are going to see how to look into flow diagrams. So keep watching and stay tuned. So in our previous video, we created a simple flow using a template. So I have logged into my Power Automate environment. And what I'm going to do is click on my flows. And under Cloud Flows, now I can see the flow that I had created earlier. So over here, I can open the flow and check the details like the flow, the descriptions, the owner, status, and everything else, and also the 28-day run history. Now, to check the flow diagram, I need to click on Edit. So on this editor section, you will find the flow diagram, which actually shows you the flow, how your flow will work and what is the logic behind it. So every flow, as you know, has a trigger. So over here we have the manual trigger and it has an action. It can have more than one action, but in this particular example, there's one action to send an email. So if you click on the trigger, now every trigger can be different, but the thing is that every trigger will have its own properties as well and settings as well. So over here we have a manual trigger for the flow, and over here we have the properties such as email subject, where if you have seen the previous video, you know that when we run the flow, the system asks you for providing a subject and the email body. So these are the parameters over here, and if you click on these three dots and click on the settings, now this trigger in itself has various settings that you can use, and obviously going forward we will also discuss the advanced settings that each trigger has. Now, for example, over here you can provide a custom tracking ID. So for example, if you want to track how many times this particular button has been clicked by the user, for that you can provide the custom tracking ID. There are some other settings such as secure inputs, outputs, concurrency control. We'll all discuss that in upcoming videos. Now for the trigger conditions, like you can also specify conditions before actually that particular trigger can be run. So you can specify one or more expressions which must be true before the trigger gets fired. So we'll certainly discuss these advanced options for triggers in upcoming videos with examples. You can also add additional inputs just like these two over here. Now every flow has an action. In this case, there's one action of sending an email. So obviously over here there are certain parameters like the recipient to, where we can provide some dynamic values like the user email. You can specify over here, and the user email is the credentials that I had provided. Obviously the text, the subject, which we provided over here in the manual trigger flow, and the body as well. And there are some advanced options. So each action has their own set of parameters and properties that are available. So for these these are the ones, and obviously for each action there are certain settings as well, as you can see over here. Now you can have some secure input, secure outpost, asynchronous patterns, so on and so forth. So again, we are going to discuss these options in our upcoming videos. But for now, this video is all about, to let you know that this is where you find the flow diagram, and this is where you edit your flow. I hope this video was useful. Keep watching Tech Quantum, and do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Bye for now.